Alright, good morning everyone. It is Saturday at about 6:30. What is today? The 15th of September. And it's been a busy week for me. A couple of really long days. Like 12 and a half hours on Thursday. And just busting my ass every day, going hard. Just trying to get home at a reasonable hour, and it just isn't happening. It's just ridiculous. On the plus side, getting lots of extra bonus commissions, so that'll probably make it worth it in the end. When I get that won't be on my next check, but it'll be on the check next month. My bonus commissions check for next month, so it'll be a nice big one. Hopefully 2 of those in a row. I've got a pretty decent one coming this month, so maybe I can get a little backlog going of some kits so that I have something to do over winter when it does slow down. A couple of things I want to touch on today before I get started. I'm going to be doing some painting. We're going to be doing all our gold parts on here, as it's the last thing to do on the head from about here up, and then we'll do some panel lining. Once that's done, we'll do some touch up, and then a coat of clear. The other side is complete. We've got that side done. You can see what that looks like, and that's going to basically be the mirror on this side. We've had to let that dry. It's actually had a good long week to cure. I received a package from my brother. In it was my birthday present, which would be Persephone invert. We'll get this over here on this camera real quick so you guys can see that lovely beauty. Oh shit! We'll have to bear with me while I rotate the camera around here. She's gorgeous. Get that in my mouth. Her red parts, actually, I'll pull those out and I'll show them off here in just a second. They're not really red, and you don't. You got a couple different options. They actually show her here. I don't know if it shows up well with the lighting. Not really. She comes with 2 different skin tones. She's got like a mottled gray skin tone versus the regular peach, and her eyes don't seem to have pupils on the pre-paints, so I think they're trying to go for kind of when she gets her program data corrupted or whatever it is in the series there, where she goes kind of nuts. So I said I've already done the unboxing, but here's a better example of that gray color on the skin tone, and I don't know if I really like it. It's kind of like a zombie look to me. Let's see if we can get these to show up decently on camera. I'll block that. Sorry guys. They're red, but they're also like pearl coated, so they shimmer orange and purple. They don't stay solid red, which is really kind of cool. I'm actually looking forward to building this kit. She's probably going to get built with my Gorai Kai after I finish my summer maiden build, which will be the next one after I finish Cerberus. So I'm a little eager to get started on that. In this lovely care package are also tons and tons of parts and runners from various kits. I actually thinking there's pretty much all of this guy, which I believe is the Guisen, and I guess it came in a 2-pack. We got 2 sets of instructions. My brother picked those up at some point. There's also some parts for the Macross Valkyrie. That's all upstairs, but whatever. And he sent me some nice Roy Fokker decals, which I'm really eager to use. I actually have thoughts to build a Roy Fokker style Gundam girl stylet, basing off the frame arms girl stylet, and I'm on the fence with picking up a Valkyrie kit to do that, or maybe just picking up like an FA-18 Hornet Blue Angels kit, so I've got lots of cool fins. and I was thinking about maybe even doing that with my Wing Gundam kit, but I'm also thinking about picking up a Crossbone Gundam so I can have some other elements there too. And that's all in the works, but there's all kinds of crap in here. There's a really cool anti-tank gun. He had, during his move, he had some models fall down and break, and so there's various parts from stuff like that. There's a Nataku Shenlong shield. I have no idea what this is, but it's pretty cool. Some sort of sword kind of thing. Just all kinds of crap in here. A couple Dover guns. There's actually a Valkyrie head. I don't know where I can use that, but maybe I can do like some sort of holding it, you know, a last torque ratio kind of thing. But yeah, just all kinds of stuff in here. So kind of eager to get into that, see what all's here. Maybe try to build this this Guisen kit. I actually saw somebody as one of the female members of, I believe it was the Frame Arms Girl official SSG group that I'm in, had taken a, I want to say it was a Jinrai, or maybe it was a Resvolger, and they had built a Guisen like mech for it, and it came out really cool. I'm actually very inspired by that. I thought that was really neat, and I thought if I was to do anything similar, I would probably use the new kit that Kotobaki is releasing here relatively soon, of the like all green kit, where she's got like that outer armor and she's wearing a little beret. She's a little smaller than the other ones. I can't think of what she's called right off the top of my head, but I believe she's a frame arms kit and not a Megami device. I'll have to actually look back into that now because I'm not sure. I just found out the paint on the back of my brush. I don't know where it came from, but there's like a dark blue paint on here that's getting kind of sticky. Let me get off there so it doesn't bother me on paint. So there's that. I came in the mail last week. Pretty stoked. So thanks Bubba for that. And what the hell else? Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on YouTube right now about copyright. A lot of people complaining about the new copyright rules and the way the channel is, their channels are being moderated for copyright, and how the claims are going. And it's not strikes so much anymore as it is claims that are affecting people, and I'm falling victim to this as well. Pretty much every video I upload during the stream ends up getting a claim on it. I think I've got like 2 or 3 that don't have claims. I'm really not too butthurt or broken up about it because I'm not monetizing my videos. And I see both sides of the argument. You know, on my end, I'm looking at, I'm not in this for money. I'm not trying to monetize these videos to get rich off of YouTube. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not, you know, maybe down the line, but if that's the case, then obviously I won't. I'll be more serious and stringent about following the copyright rules. For me, what I'm doing here is an open space thing. I'm enjoying my workspace. I listen to music while I work, and if listening to music that somebody has produced that I have purchased and downloaded onto my computer and then put into MP3 format so I can put it on my phone, if that's wrong to listen to music, then why are they producing it? Why am I buying the CDs? Why am I buying the iTunes shit? You know, like, why am I wasting my money supporting an artist if I'm not allowed to listen to their music? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I do understand the argument that I don't have the license, or I haven't asked their permission to play that on a public domain, so I'm sharing their content with other people. And I think there's a bit of a gray area there. I think if I was sharing it for a profit, like if I was like, hey, come listen to, for instance, right now is X Japan. Come listen to X Japan and pay me 50 cents, you know, for listening. I could see that being an issue, but for my own personal enjoyment, for while I'm doing my work, because I draw inspiration from music, I like to listen to music. It kind of helps soothe me, keeps me in my comfortable space. for that to be, looked at as, no, you can't do that, or we're not going to let you put your video out there, that seems a little harsh. And actually, Japan is one of the people who has put a ban on a couple of my videos for just playing their music in the background. And I'm sure if I disputed it, I could probably, say, hey, look, no, it's just music playing in the background. It's fine. I'm not promoting your band. I'm not, degrading your band. I'm not trying to make money off of you guys. And it would probably, be let go or something. But like I said, I'm not in this for monetization right now. I'm not trying to get YouTube rich. I'm getting 10 to 25 views a video, if that. And at what point do I start getting money? I think it's 10,000 views or something like that, something silly like that. I know it's a ridiculously higher number than I have. So if we ever start getting in those numbers where people are actually coming and checking me out because they like more than just what I do, they maybe think I have a sense of humor, or they think I'm a good-looking dude, which fuck if I see that. But those kinds of things that are out there that people, they listen to Chugga Conroy, or they listen to Game Grumps. Before any of the YouTube movement was really taken off, there was lots of podcasts being played. You could download podcasts on iTunes and just listen to people talk. And talk radio is something that I've always been annoyed with. I don't like to just listen to people talk, and as I'm here rambling. But I know there are people out there who do that, enjoy that sort of thing. My wife likes to listen to Let's Play videos to go to sleep. It's just the monotone, constant talking that just kind of puts her to sleep. So, that's something that she does. So, to each their own in that regard. But I think, for the side of the argument that if you're playing somebody else's content to get views, to get money, then yes, you're doing something wrong. But if you're producing your own content and their stuff is in the background, I should think that, the issue of putting a ban on is a little harsh. I know some of the stuff I've actually had, I think 2 videos now, where someone has put a copyright claim and then monetized my video for ads, so that if anyone clicks on an ad from my video to them, I want to say one of them was Sony Records, they get the ad revenue for the click. And again, I don't see a lot of people doing that click. I think it's a waste of somebody's time to go through that hassle. But whatever, I'm like I said, I'm not really in this for the money. And I think the big complaint with a lot of the YouTubers right now is that they're producing content, they're getting these copyright claims, they're being demonetized, they're losing their ad revenue, they're losing their own personal channel stream revenue. I understand that they're trying to make a living off of YouTube. That's what they're trying to do. And what a day and age we live in when that's what you got to do. I mean, you can essentially provide for your life and your family by just producing content on YouTube. And a lot of work goes in that kind of stuff. Like, for instance, Matthew Patrick with game theory and film theory. The guy's constantly doing research. He's constantly doing video editing and script writing, and he's always out there doing something. He's directing each of these videos, and he's putting his time and effort into it. His wife's they've got a whole team developed into this channel, and they can support their house payment, they can support their vehicle payment, they can now support their child they just had. And it blows my mind that kind of thing exists, that there's enough people out there who have essentially nothing better to do than watch videos on YouTube. And I think about it a little bit, and I think, well, we've all been watching cable television since I was a kid. And I remember, spending hours on the couch after school watching TV or playing video games or something. So we all have our own forms of entertainment, and if what's on the cable television or what's on satellite or on demand or whatever the hell people subscribe to now with Netflix isn't entertaining enough, that people who are creating original content or doing reviews or doing these kinds of things, if they're being more sought after, if there's more entertaining to people, then, obviously that's the way the world should be going. And you think about, obviously Matt Pat's bringing in probably over 100,000 a year. I'm just going to throw a figure out there just because of kind of, I see his kind of lifestyle and the fact of what he's doing with his channel. So I know there's a potential for a lot of money to be earned there. And it's like, you know, what I do for a living and the long hours I put in, like last week when I'm just killing myself out there, I'm like 72 hours. I'm exhausted by the time the weekend comes. I want to sleep. And then I go to bed at 8 because I'm too tired to stay awake anymore. And I wake up at 3 a.m. because I'm used to only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep. And I don't want to start streaming at 3 a.m. because I know I haven't had enough sleep. I'm jittery. I haven't had coffee yet. So I play video games for 2 hours on the couch, and then I piddle fuck around down here and come down and find out that my computer's dead because I left the power switch unplugged, and I gotta wait for this thing to charge enough that it can run these programs together without draining the battery faster than it can charge. And you know, I guess there's part of me that's a little jealous that I'm not that creative or that I'm not that popular on the internet. I mean, for God's sakes, I only started this, 3 weeks ago on the streaming, so you know, I think there's a lot of people out there that might just give up in a situation like this where it's like, oh, I'll never be a YouTube sensation. I'll never be somebody who's got 1 million views on a video or has viral videos. And I'm okay with that. You know, I'm not in this for that. I'm not in this for fame or glory or money. I'm in this for inspiration, to share my work with others, to have people give me feedback, to maybe hopefully inspire someone to, hey, that's really cool, I want to make something similar, or wow, that's a really good idea that you did there. I've never thought about drilling something that way, or putting, you know, a piece in that kind of fashion, or cutting or filing or whatever. So those kinds of, like, I'm not going to say they're tips or tricks, but that little bit of knowledge that I have that I might be able to impart and give to someone who can utilize it and build something on their own. And it's not going to just be model builds that I do. I will eventually be doing other works, like I get back into my painting that's up there still unfinished. It's been 4 years in the making. I might do some videos for repurposing old furniture, like pretty much my whole desk area has been done. I've got various pieces of shelves, and I'll probably take some pictures and upload those sometime so that everyone can kind of see my workspace. And almost everything I've got here for my workspace has come from the reuse center at the dump, where people just drop off old furniture that they don't want anymore, and I give it a good thorough inspection, come bring it home, clean it up, disassemble it, reassemble it, or, you know, utilize what pieces of it I can. And like the shelf unit I got my models on back there, that was actually at a thrift store. I got 2 of those shelves for $10. Usually they're like $60 at the hardware store or at Walmart. And like the mirror that's behind it, that's a full-on sliding closet mirror. Again, reuse find, and it didn't cost me anything. I just had to haul it home in my truck. So cleaned it up, and you know, it's a great backdrop for my model kits. Allows you to see the back sides of the kits on display, as well as the fronts. And I see, when I'm out and about, I see inspiration everywhere I go. I see ideas. When I go to the reuse center and I go, oh, hey, here's something I could utilize to fill this one other piece of space, or, you know, whatever. Matter of fact, there's a glass cabinet just on the other side of this computer that I picked up 2 weekends ago at the reuse center. It's got a nice little drawer in it for me to store paints. It's got a little sliding cabinet on the bottom that's kind of like a fake wood panel. I can store my spray cans in there. And then the top tier of it, I'd say probably 3 feet of it or so, is dual glass doors. So I've got a nice glass display case now too that I can just store, you know, maybe stock builds in, and I'll just do my customs back over here. But anyway, you know, I'm on the mind that nowadays, if YouTube continues down this policy of blocking content or limiting monetization on content, that maybe it might be better for creators to either just continue to upload their videos on YouTube, but ask instead that people go to an outside source to donate to them directly, or to whether it's Patreon or OSB Streamlabs donations, those kinds of things, or PayPal directly. However people can afford to, you know, support an artist or a creator in other ways other than just clicking ads. And essentially, when you're doing that, I think the, you know, companies that are putting the ads on there are the ones paying the bill for the ad clicks. I'm not really sure how it works in its entirety, I'm pretty sure YouTube isn't the one who cuts you the check. I mean, I'm sure they cut the check, but I'm sure it doesn't come out of their pockets. And if it does, maybe that's part of the reason they're getting so stringent on things and they're cracking down is they're seething out tons and tons of money, probably more than the ad revenues coming in. And on my end, when I'm playing music and I'm doing my thing, you know, just to have it in the background, for me, the fact that you guys hear it, you know, there's times when it's just silent. So how boring is it to watch somebody paint in silence with no music or anything going on in the background to hold your attention? I don't think that the music itself is a draw. I don't think you're coming to my channel to watch me work and to listen to music. I mean, if that was the case, you'd probably search up your own music, or you already have your own music libraries that you'll work on and or listen to rather. And so the logic behind it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, that YouTube's like, hey, you can't monetize these videos, or you can't share these videos with the rest of the world, or these 7 countries because of this one song. And you know, I know it's all robots. I know it's all algorithms picking up the background music. I know there's not somebody physically sitting there at YouTube going, oh, yep, that's a song, we caught one, you know. But I know that for me, it's a couple clicks to get the video back up. I ask to delete the song. It takes, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours for them to review it. They try to delete the audio out for that segment, and if they can't delete it, I get a note back saying they can't delete it. So then I go and I say, can you mute it? And then it takes 8 to 10 hours, and they mute it, and that, you know, my voice still comes through, but the background audio is somehow muted, and I have no idea how they do that. But cool, glad they do it. It is one of the reasons I am still using YouTube. Partly for the streaming, because I get to stream directly. And, you know, I can stream with Picarto, I can stream with even, what was it, Twitch. As long as I'm creating original content, none of these guys really care what I'm doing. And as long as I'm following their rules. But the nice thing with YouTube is as soon as I'm done uploading my live stream, or finish my live stream, it uploads as a video that I can then go in, edit the details and information of, instead of it saying live stream, it says, you know, Saturday 09:15 early morning stream, this is what I worked on, and I get to put my notes in there, and then I can add my links to if you want to donate or whatever. So that to me, I think, is a bit of the workaround. And again, like I said, I don't see money ever growing from this, and if it does, it does, but that's not, again, like I said, it's not what I'm in it for. And if anyone wants to help me out and buy me some kits, or send me money to buy me kits, like, hey, alright, I'm on that. But it's not why I'm doing this. You know, I'm doing this for me. So anyway, let's enough chit chat about that kind of crap, and I'm gonna finally get to work here, because that's what you guys are here to watch, not me sit here and ramble on and on and on. So I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna get painting. Sounds like I stopped talking just in time for someone to wake up, and I think they're going to be coming downstairs any minute. My stepson is away at his dad's this weekend, so I just have my daughter here. My wife is upstairs. She's asleep. The dog is asleep, or I think the dog was asleep. She wasn't out this morning. Then again, if I didn't have to be awake at 3 a.m., I wouldn't have. Well, I guess technically I didn't have to, but that's what my body said. It said, hey, you're awake now. No going back to bed. So that's why we're up. And you'll notice I'm not painting this with strokes. And I put like a little bit of a base coat there with strokes. But I'm kind of daubing on the gold here because I want it to have kind of that hammered brass kind of look. So I'm putting the paint on a little thick and I'm just kind of pushing it in and creating little, oh, fuck off, little hills and valleys in the paint. So it'll have that nice kind of hammered, beaten, forged look. And I think the gold actually looks really good with this this blue and this purple. Again, using that darker purple, was not expecting this kit to have that much of that color. I wanted to use the darker purple as an accent, but I'm glad that it worked out the way it did. I'm very happy with how she's turned out in her color scheme after all. I think it definitely lends itself to that fall Halloween style look I'm going for with her. Okay, I gotta remember what all's gold on this thing now. Okay, go there next. Try to fill in the back of this little hole with a little extra paint so it gets kind of a nice flat look. I find that little indents and holes and things like that, you can actually use your paint, and you've put it in nice and thick a couple times, it'll fill it in. I'm still a little bit shaky. And a little bit of a oops with the light purple here, it kind of bled into my white. You can see that, but I'm going to have to do some serious touch up on the white there, and the white does not like to cover nicely. Maybe while I'm out and about today I can buy some new white. That white is garbage. It's old paint. I should have probably gotten rid of it earlier and got new white, but haven't had the time or the money. I just got paid yesterday, so I can actually buy some groceries and get a few things that I've been needing to get. not usually a fan of using acrylic paints. I will use them from time to time, obviously, as like over my base colors. I find they don't generally stick very well to the styrene plastic from the injection molds. I find you have to prime them first at the very least to get the acrylics to paint or to stick. I also find they tend to dry really quick, even though they are water-based. So you either have to plan to work with it when it's a little gummy or thick, or you need to plan to water it down and keep it moist, which, you know, I usually keep a thing of water, which right here, I don't know if it's on camera, I guess, yeah, it's on camera there, to not only keep my brushes clean as I work, but also to, if I need to take a little water and add it to the paint to thin it down. That's what it's there for, in case that does need to happen with acrylic. But for the most part, I try to use everything with the rattle can or enamels. And I'll use enamel and paint thinner. And usually, in order to keep my colors constant, I'll just spray into the caps. I don't know if you see, I guess you can't really see in there, but there's some nice gummy residual down in the bottom there, because it never completely dries proper when you thin it. And I'll go back and reactivate that with thinner if I need to do any touch-up, instead of having to spray more into the cap. We decided we're going to do these as gold. Is it both pieces there? No, it's just that. Got into my live chat. I'm in my top chat. Oops. That's alright, I don't think there's anyone here anyway, but maybe. Oh, I hear it now. Yeah, it's definitely a cover. My wife and I were having a discussion the other day as to whether or not that was the original version of the song or if it was a cover. And I definitely heard that it's a cover just now. Good song nonetheless. I picked up, well, I've had it. It's been in my library, but I started playing a couple years ago. I started playing the old MS Saga game for the PS2. And as I've been building these kits and, you know, seeing everyone building their awesome kits on the various pages I'm now part of, I've been kind of wanting to play it again, so I actually found my old save file, and for the life of me, I couldn't find where I was in the game. I had to actually go and look through some different game guides online, because I don't have the strategy guide that came for it, or if there ever was one, I'm not sure. Anyway, took me a good 2 days to figure out where I was at in storyline. I knew I was somewhere past the point where I had lost Aeon, and Fritz had rejoined my party. And for those of you who know the game, you know probably about where I'm at. I need to get to the moon, and in order to get Aeon back. And I had forgotten that as the story progresses, you get Lapis. And I had completely forgotten about Lapis as a character. And I just got her the other night, and I've been trying to go get a bunch of the alternate mobile suits, because I now have my keycard level 4, and apparently you're able to get the heavy arms with keycard level 3 before you lose Aeon, and it's recommended that you do so, and I did not. So I actually tried, before I had gotten Lapis, to go and get the heavy arms, because I was still trying to figure out where I was. And there just is no way in hell I can get the heavy arms at this point. So now that I have Lapis in my party, and I can now use funnel attacks, I'm actually hoping to get my heavy arms here a little bit later today. Probably when I put this thing to dry for a bit. I might go over and do that. I've also been playing Fallout Shelter on my PlayStation. I have it on my Xbox. I had it on my phone for a while. I think the only thing I haven't played it for is on the computer, and it's just kind of a nice little time waster. When I'm chatting with my brothers who are back home in California, I like to have something else to do than just sit there and be on the phone, because I'm the kind of person that if I'm on the phone, I'm either pacing, and when you're on a PlayStation, you can only pace so far before your headset cuts out. It doesn't get signal at the back of the house. So pacing's kind of out of the question, which means I have to sit still on the couch, and that can be difficult for me. So yeah, I started playing that again, and I got my vault up to 100 people, got everything unlocked, started fighting Deathclaws like crazy with characters that were not high enough level to fight Deathclaws. And a while back, a couple weeks ago, I put it down for, I don't know, about a week, because I was busy with work and I didn't have much time to devote to it. After work, I'd get home and I was too tired to even want to play Fallout Shelter. Not that it's hard, but anyway, I logged into it only to find that, like, all of my food, all of my water, all of my energy, like all of my resources that are, you know, necessary to play the game were gone. And I was currently under attack by rad scorpions, and they were just weighing lace to my shit, and I had people dying, and before I could even recover, I had Deathclaws attacking, and so when I logged in, I still had 15,000 caps, and by the time I resurrected everyone, I was down to 3,000 caps. So in the course of a week, because I wasn't playing the game, I basically went from having everything going fine and dandy and running smoothly to having everything destroyed and losing all of my stuff. My Vault Dwaro happiness had fallen to like 15%, and my brothers were online when it happened, and I'm sure they probably get a kick if they hear this about me talking about it, because they thought it was just fucked. And they were like, why are you even playing this game? And I started to wonder myself. I found out this morning why that happens, because I started playing this last week. I got everything back up and running. I got everyone happy again. I got, you know, all my stuff going. everything's going good again, and I got my resources built. I actually cut my people down to 60 people, which limits the amount of Deathclaw attacks I get now. I've got everything running super efficiently in the game, so I'm not having to produce too much or too little. Everything's just going really well. But what happened last night was when I stopped playing, I didn't close the game application. And apparently, if you don't close an application on the PlayStation, even though you turn your PlayStation off, it keeps the game partially loaded, so that when you come back to play, it's ready for you. So when I logged on to my PlayStation this morning, Fallout, my shelter was already open, and again, all my resources were gone. I hadn't been attacked, so I got to keep my happiness, but still just like, are you fucking kidding me? So I had a couple hours there where I was trying to get everything back, and was going on quests to try to get money back, because I lost all my money again, and just, so I'm trying out some strategies that I read about online, like you can build elevators around all of your stuff, like at the base, so that you don't get random attacks from mole rats or rad scorpions, because you only apparently get that on rooms that touch dirt. And as long as you've got an elevator blocking the room from the dirt, they can't do that. So I'm trying that, see if that works. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing something. Got that. You got it all. Yeah. Cool. We'll have to put a second coat of gold on here in a bit, but for now, we're going to call that good. We're going to try to fix up some of this white. Fuck it, I'm not going to wait till later. Do it now. 43 minutes. Nice. Good thing 30 minutes of it was just bullshit, eh? Just chatting. Catching up. It's been a week. Touch up that spot where that purple. Yeah, my white's all clumpy. It's got like lumps and shit in it. It's old. It's really, really old. I don't even think things have a print date on them when they're produced, but trying to settle out all the clumps to the bottom if it'll allow it. Of course, that purple's going to bleed through, so we're going to have to do that again in a bit. And what else we got? Some, yeah, right here. White to touch up. That's right. I used to play DDR. You wouldn't know it now by looking at me, but I used to. I used to be in really good shape. Something I need to get back into. I actually, I have a pad. One of the, it's not a red octane, but it's a nice solid foam pad. Aftermarket. I'm not sure who the hell made it now I'm thinking about it, but it's a decent pad. It's not like the flimsy plastic one you got with the original game where it would slide around the carpet all over the fucking place. But the problem is I don't have the good mixes. Like, they're really hard to find to get, like, second mix and original DDR, first mix, third mix. I think I've got, like, fifth and, like, fifth, seventh Supernova, and, like, a Disney Channel one that I picked up somewhere, and I promptly, like, threw it in the dark corner where I don't even want to see it again. But there's actually a photo upload somewhere. I want to say it's on my DA page of Sarah trying to play DDR, and it's hilarious. She's the way I managed to put it together like a little mini comic strip. She's playing for about 20 minutes, and then she just lays down and gives up. That's pretty funny. I should do more of those. They're really cute when I interact with Sarah, and then I take lots of pictures, and then I make a little comic strip out of them. They're pretty cute. So we're just going to give that a minute to dry. I'm going to go upstairs and grab a water. Maybe see if there's coffee ready. I don't know. I thought I heard Nelly up, but maybe she's not. And I will be right back. you. So, also in the care package was a set of Wing Zero Endless Waltz wings for the old HG 1100. So I might be adding a couple extra sets of feathers and wings to. Ooh, I didn't think about that. I might be able to segment these and cut them apart. Ideas. Alright, where were we? We were getting ready to maybe do some panel lining. Yeah, I did. I know some of these work still. Some of them don't. Just remember which one's which. but it still has ink. That one's done. Holy smokes, I'm going to have to buy more of these next paycheck. me about this white. This white just destroys these fucking tips. I've got to get different white. This is garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. I wonder if it would make a difference if I clear coated it first. Fuck. Look at that. This tip is just done already. Fuck. Pens are too expensive to be wiping out like this. We're getting into our nice fall weather here, and it's been raining a lot. The clouds have been gloomy and gray, and I've created kind of a pastime in our home with gloomy gray skies, beef stew, and Fallout. Whether it's Fallout 3, Fallout 4, doesn't really matter. Fallout, and it's that time of year, and at some point in time, whether it's today or tomorrow, I will be making beef stew, and we will probably sit down and have beef stew while I play Fallout. That's kind of what we do at this time of year, so I know the wife's really looking forward to it. It's one of her things that she enjoys. Now that definitely means that somebody is upstairs and awake. Huh. Water bottle's not sitting flat. Lila, shut up. Everything? Did we get it all? Nope, we did not. I got these right here to do yet. Alright, is that it? A little tiny bit of touch up on silver. And I need to get back into this just a tiny bit. There was 2 little spots I needed to do. And then I need to do a tiny little dab of the light purple. Where were they? Where were the 2 little spots? 24. It's getting long. So we'll do some white again. And we will do one last little touch up on the gold. We'll get into that light purple. Probably get another 5 minutes or so here of all these little colors to touch up. And then, shit, I need to get back in the silver already. I missed a spot. This touch up done, get it ready for clear coat, and then I think I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Pretty hungry. It's after 8. We can maybe even go get our grocery shopping done while that clear coat dries. That's one less thing I gotta try to get done today. Well, I think I might want to wait till 9 o'clock to go down there because I want to go buy EB Games for a bit. I was down there the other day. Someone told me that they were carrying Gundam model kits, and I was like, no fucking way. There's no way they're carrying Gundam model kits, so I gotta go see this. And it's not a Gundam model kit, but they do have a Bandai kit there. It's a Omegamon Bandai kit from Digimon, and I'm not familiar enough with the franchise to know what that is. Nor am I necessarily interested in it, but I thought it was kind of cool that they had it nonetheless. And I'm not going to go buy it, but while I was there, I saw that they had a copy of 99 Nights for the Xbox 360, which is one of the launch games that came with the 360. It's a great game. Not one I ever really got into, but stunningly beautiful in graphics. It's, you know, it's one of those waves of enemies, hack and slash kind of games where you just, you know, keep fighting and fighting and fighting and progress through the levels as you kill stuff over and over and over again. And it gets repetitive, kind of Dynasty Warriors kind of thing. But big, huge cast of characters, lots of cool stuff in the game, power-ups and abilities and whatnot that you get as you fight. But it's a game that I don't currently have in my possession, but I knew it was in the bargain bin for $4.49, and that kind of blew me away because I don't think I can even get it on the internet for that price. I'm pretty sure if you're trying to find a copy of that game now, it runs you a couple $30 or so. So I was definitely interested in going back and scooping that up. Hard to say no to a $4 game that you know is not bad, and it should hold its resale value because of what it is. Maybe tomorrow we can work on like the midsection or the aft section. I can't believe this song is still on my playlist. It's amazing. Yes, Seraphim. Yeah, you just had a shower because you peed in my bed? Why did you do that? Was that accident? Okay. Try not to let it happen again, okay? What? What's that, baby?
I took a shower with Mommy.
Yeah, well, I think she's pretty upset, eh? She looked kind of mad when she came down here a minute ago.
She's not down here.
No, because I think she went and took a shower too, didn't she?
She's upstairs.
Yeah, is she upstairs? Is she upset?
Not in the shower like she was not.
No? She did not look like she was ready to be awake.
She's awake.
Yeah? Hi. You see your little head on your camera, on the camera there?
That's it.
What?
There's no head in that camera.
Oops, there's your head. There's your head.
You're painting.
I am painting. When I'm done painting, I think we'll go to the store.
Can I go to the store?
Well, of course. I'm not going to leave you here.
No. Not today, you won't.
Not really ever. I don't want you to get stolen. Plus, you're not big enough to stay at home by yourself yet.
I had a good sleep.
Did you? Such a good sleep you didn't wake up to go pee?
Oh, I did wake up to go potty.
Yeah, is that why you pottied in my bed?
No.
You woke up and pottied in my bed?
What? Daddy, your name is Daddy.
Yeah.
You got some music on your phone.
I do, because my computer can't handle playing music at the same time.
What's that one for?
What's what one for?
That, the song.
The song? It's from a movie called Flash Gordon.
Yes.
Yep.
This one's Shake Your Tail.
It is. What movie is it from?
Shine like rainbow. It's shine like rainbow.
Is it called Shine Like Rainbow? I thought it was called Rainbow Rocks. The song is called Shine Like Rainbows, I think.
Oh, I can feel here from here.
Yeah? Yes, sir, fam.
This one shine like rainbow.
I'm aware.
It will be shake your tail, okay?
Yeah, it's gonna be shake your tail next. I don't know if it will be.
Yes, it will be.
Okay, if you say so.
February winter is next.
This is shine like rainbows.
And then you shake your tail.
And shake your tail will be next.
Yeah. Pick the card! Right there!
What's right where?
Right there.
What is it?
It's a card.
No, that's not a gun. That's a handle.
That one needs a
This
card.
part is a gun right here. Right here. This part is a gun. Or the whole thing is a gun. Pew, pew.
This have wings. Those have wings. And those have wings.
Oh, you were wrong. It's not shake your tail.
It will be shake your tail.
Yeah, do you want me to find shake your tail?
Yeah.
You want to hear it right now? I'm sure it's on there somewhere. Alright. Just for you, I will find it and I'll put it on. Even though I don't know if people on here want to listen to shake your tail. Let's see what we got here. Music. Search. Let's try shake. Wow. Got a few different shake songs. But I think this is one you want. There you go.
Did you find it?
I don't know, did I? Does it sound like I found it?
Hmm?
Is this the song you wanted to hear?
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
There's no head on your computer.
Oh, you moved? Now there's no more head on my computer? What's that? Why don't you go upstairs and get some clothes on so we can go to the store? Can you do that for me? That's all the gold. All looks pretty good. Ooh, fuck. And we gotta get door light purple one more time here. For now, and like I said, we'll let that dry, and we'll clear coat it. Probably clear coat it off camera. Well, I know I'll clear coat it off camera because I gotta do that over at the paint booth. But, oh, see, now I'm stuck on songs that begin with shake. Just gotta turn that down just a little bit because I'm sure it's pretty loud over there. Alright, is there anything left in here? Oh yeah, tiny bit. Jesus Christ, you alright? Yeah. So, did you get woke up by somebody peeing in the bed? Or did you just wake up to find pee in the bed?
Nope.
Fun times.
I was so mad when he peed.
I kind of figured that's why you were mad when you threw a bundle of clothing or laundry onto the floor. I mean, most normal people don't just wake up, strip their bed, and get angry, stomp down the stairs, and throw the blankets and covers and stuff onto the floor unless they have a reason for it. So, I mean, it's one of two things happened in that situation. Either Sarah peed the bed or you peed the bed. And the second one was probably a little less likely than the first.
Sorry, we need to change your pants. I don't want you wearing shorts. I'm sorry. Yeah. So.
It's a nice way to start your morning.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. What? Yes.
Too thin on black. I'm sorry? Probably in about 15-20 minutes. I mean, I gotta get dressed first. And I just want to finish doing this touch-up color, which is kind of not going well right now for whatever reason. I made that a little too thin accidentally, so I'm gonna have to touch up 2 colors, but evidently I dribbled a little bit more paint thinner in there than I had intended. Much better. There we go. Nice. I saw somebody paid. Yeah. Last night? Yeah, it was a dinner. Very nice. Alright. I think that is the touch-up complete for now. Unfortunately, I'm going to wait for this to dry. What the fuck? Quit spreading. I even got you going downhill. Sloshed paint thinner onto my shirt. Okay, I'll go ahead and I think that's... What, baby? You did your socks? Good job. You didn't need help? Well, that's good. You can dress yourself now? Good job. Clean piece of paper so we can see what that looks like without all that background BS. And all of our lines, detail paints, touch-ups complete. Ready for a coat of clear. Just gotta wait for this couple little drops of gold to dry. That to dry. Yes, I see. You're dressed. Good job. Thank you for getting ready in a timely manner. I gotta wait for this. Let's see. Is it dry enough? I don't think it's dry enough.
Is it dry enough?
It's sort of dry enough, looks like.
A paint is dry?
Dry enough.
It is dry enough?
Yeah, dry enough. Okay.
It's dry? Actually, it's dry enough?
Dry enough that I could put that little black line on there. Yep. Happy with that. Okay, so, out of the way, please. Thank you. Okay, so that's it for this video. Like I said, we're going to get out of the house, go do some grocery shopping, pick up that game I talked about in EB Games, and I'll put this to clear coat here in just a few minutes just before I leave, so it's got some drying time, and be back later on today, probably to what, baby? Just give me a minute. Don't rush me. Don't sass me, you little one. Yeah, you're right. I do. I have a Halo guy on my hat. He's not from Red versus Blue, but he is a Halo guy. Anyway, so yeah, done with this segment, and we're gonna stop the video here. Probably be back a little bit later. I don't know if I'll be doing another stream later today or not. I'd like to kind of try and make up for the lack of streaming lately. Wow, those daggers. Not on your part. I missed Tuesday and Thursday. I know you've been missing it too, but that's your business. I mean, it's, yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, so maybe we'll do a quick little close-up on that. Disconnect the camera here from its little thing. Get right in there. I don't know if it'll... Ooh, that is bright. Let's get that out of the light. There we go. Yep. Yes, those are some sticks. So all that detail painting's done. All that panel lining. So we'll just get that to clear coat here in a bit. And yeah. I don't know if that texture's showing up on the gold or not. But it's got a nice like hammered look to it. So I was going for. And yeah. So hope everyone enjoyed, and we will see you later. Alright.